Did you hear it? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Peace be upon you all. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Good evening, everybody. From the Holy Quran, we've just heard a very short verse from the Holy Quran. There are many verses on marriage, mercy, protection, emphasizing love, mercy and protection, presenting the union as a sacred bond and a divine sign. This particular verse, roughly translated, reads, "Our Lord, please grant us spouses and children who will become the comfort of our own eyes and help us to lead the righteous." Shortly, there will be an audio-visual presentation, and soon after that, I'll introduce you to my team. It's really quite exciting. So folks, please sit back, relax, turn your heads towards the screens, and we'll see you in a bit.
Latest news in, and 97% of people think Aman Amir should get married. Here are just a few thoughts. Many congratulations to you.
Martin, marriage is the biggest test. You should take this test as the pass mark is very low.
AA, I think it's time you settle down and get married. Just pick one. You've been through most of them by now.
I know you enjoy washing up and ironing, but that's not a reason not to get married. You should get married, bro. Please, get married.
Dr. Amir, I really do think that you should get married because you can't be partying with students forever.
Hey. You look way too happy. I think it's time for you to get married.
Aman, you need someone to laugh at your jokes. You should get married.
Hey Aman, you are never too old to get married, so you should do it. So what if you're 65? It's never too late. Come on, do it now.
It's about time a man gets hired as somebody's husband. We need more Amans in the world. We need little baby Amans running around. So Aman, you're hired.
Gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. आज की फ्लाइट में आप सबका स्वागत है। हमारा क्रू आपका बहुत ख्याल रखेगा, लेकिन आपसे एक निवेदन है कि अपनी चोली टाइटली बांध लें ताकि दिल बाहर ना गिर जाए।
ओ गड्डी लेके मैं निकला, ओ गड्डी लेके, ओ रास्ते पर, ओ सड़क में एक मोड़ आया, मैं उठे दिल छोड़ आया, ओ एक मोड़ आया, मैं उठे दिल छोड़ आया, रब जाने कब गुजरा अमृतसर, हो कब जाने लाहौर आया, मैं उठे दिल छोड़ आया, मैं उठे दिल छोड़ आया। उस मोड़ पे वो मुटियार मिली, हो उस मोड़ पे वो मुटियार मिली, जट अमला पागल हो गया। उसकी जुल्फों की छाँव में मैं बिस्तर डाल के सो गया। जब जागा ये भागा, सब फाटक सब सिग्नल मैं तोड़ आया, मैं दिल छोड़ आया। हो एक मोड़ आया, मैं दिल छोड़ आया। शर्मा के वो यूं सिमट गई, शर्मा के वो यूं सिमट गई, जैसे वो नींद से जाग गई। मैंने कहा गल सुन ओ कुड़िए, वो डर के पीछे भाग गई। वो समझी घर उसके चोरी से, चुपके से कोई चोर आया, मैं उसे दिल छोड़ आया। हो एक मोड़ आया, मैं उसे दिल छोड़ आया। एक मोड़ आया, मैं उसे दिल छोड़ आया। एक मोड़ आया, मैं उसे दिल छोड़ आया।
एक मोड़ आया, मैं इथे दिल छोड़ आया। एक मोड़ आया, मैं इथे दिल छोड़ आया।
Ladies and gentlemen, you are not ready for this.
have a wonderful round of applause for our bridal family. Firstly, the nephews Aryan and Aris, the bridesmaids Zainab and Azish, and the bride and groom Sia and Aman. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the celebration evening of Aman and Sia.
Thanks all for your attention. So, what can we say about Aman? Give me a second. I did write a few things down. Sorry, it is his. So basically absolutely nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Aman warned us not to talk about his life before medical school, during medical school, or after medical school, which doesn't actually leave us with an awful lot to say.
So instead, we thought we would like to play an audience participation game. Aman, can we borrow you, please? Stand and join us, please. Zaina and Zish. So everyone, we would like to play a game called How Well Do You Actually Know Aman? The rules are really simple. We'll make a statement. You raise your hand if you think the statement's true, and then Aman will tell us the actual answer. If you get it wrong, you sit down. So I'd like everyone to push your chairs back and stand on your feet, please.
So first one is a practice. A man kindly once offered to help me move a very large old TV down a set of stairs. Halfway down the stairs, he said he couldn't do it and left me with the TV balanced on the stairs. So, true or false? Hand in the air if it's true.
So Aman, is that true or false? Did you let down a friend in need?
I think that story's been fabricated.
So if a man lies, we'll tell you the truth. That was true. So that was our practice run. Let's start the game proper.
Okay, so everyone got it, right? So the first one is, Aman has had cosmetic surgery on his ears. True or false? If you think Aman has had surgery on his ears, put up your hand. Aman, is that true or false?
Honestly, it's absolutely false. Although that rumour was started at medical school by Rahul, and I've never actually been able to disprove it.
I still can't. So if you...
Okay, next one, and this is written about a similar person. Rahul once asked a man to design a shirt for a hockey tour with Rahul's face on it. Instead, a man drew his own face with Rahul's hair. At the time, Rahul had curtains, and the shirt was printed anyway. So hand in the air if you think that's true.
Okay, so back then, we did look very similar.
So that indeed was true. So if you did not have your hand in the air, please take a seat. We're just getting warmed up. Next statement. A man wore a gold velour suit to a black tie event. and was the only person not in a black suit. Is that true or false? Put your hand in the air if you think that's true. It's a lot of hands in the air knowing how egotistical you are, Aman. Is that true or false, Aman?
I think something like that happened, yeah, but I did return the suit straight away after having worn it that night, yeah.
So if you did not have your hand in the air, please take a seat.
How's everyone doing? Are we 50% seated? Yeah, thereabouts. Okay, so Aman claims to be the author of several best-selling books, but in reality, he actually pays a ghostwriter to write his books for him, and his name is Jonathan Chow. Is that true or false? True or false? If you think it's true, put your hand up.
Okay, well, whose name was it? Okay, well, no.
So well done everyone, that was false. I think no one thought that was true.
Okay, next one. A man once ran around a park naked for charity. True or false? Hand in the air.
It was a really worthwhile cause.
That was true, so if you did not have your hand in the air, please take a seat. I think you can tell we've just gotten spicy. Next statement. A man once owned a property in Cardiff that housed a cannabis farm. If you think that's true, put your hand up. If you think that's false, sit down. A man, did you own a property with a cannabis farm?
Okay, yes, I own the property.
Thank you very much, that's true. If you like the story, please see a man after the speeches.
Okay, so how are we doing? Let's have a little wave if you're still in the game, although you're stood up as well. So we've got 4 or 5 people. Brothers still in the game, that's good. You should know him better than anyone. Okay, so Aman has had grey hair in his beard and has been dyeing it since he was in his 20s. Is this true or false? This is also a test of honesty. Put your hand up if you believe that Aman has been dyeing his beard since he was in his 20s. Aman, is this true or false?
I mean, I'm dying right now, but I won't say 20s. I did go grey earlier.
I wouldn't say 20s, it's close enough, so if you thought that was true, that's a true statement, then you stay on your feet.
Okay, so a man has supported 5 different Premier League teams, depending on who's top of the table. Hand in the air, I think that's true.
So if you think a man has supported 5 Premier League teams who are at the top of the table, put your hand up. Is that true or not true, man?
You were out of the game ages ago, so you can't keep standing in. I think no is the answer. It's absolutely okay to support your local charities, right?
So that was false. He's actually supported 3 teams, Liverpool, Man City and Man U. Impossible in Manchester. And I think last statement. Who knows a man best? A man has previously trained to be a tree surgeon. If you think that's true, put your hand up. If you think that's false, keep your hand down. No hands up for tree surgeon? Are you sure? He's a man of many talents. Man, have you trained to be a tree surgeon in the past?
Not trained, no. I might have taken down a few trees, but not trained.
No, actually, he trained to be a brain surgeon. What a waste of time that was. So, thank you very much. We have 4 or 5 winners. Well done. You guys all know Aman extremely well. Thankfully, his brother was still standing at the end.
I was coming in.
So, on the theme of knowing a man, we've asked some people to write down some anecdotes about a man, and we'd like to share some of them for you now.
A round of applause for Aman.
So first person was Imran, and he said that he first met a man wandering the streets of Manchester wearing his Liverpool top and took pity on him. His fun fact was that Aman is the only 50-year-old who is a bare-chested, egotistical, we love you, Aman, and you're part of my family. God bless.
Okay, so a little secret family story from Adnan here. Apparently, 30 years ago, at a family curry, a family meal, Aman was eating chicken legs and dropped a chicken leg in a jug of water. Now it would appear that said chicken leg was fished out from the jug of water, which was then drunk for the rest of the meal. And 30 years on, the only two people before this moment who knew that story were the two brothers. So, Aman, your secret is now out. Well done for rescuing the chicken leg.
This anecdote is from Andrew Dickinson, and it's a note of heartfelt sincerity. I've always admired a man's bravery. He would regularly put himself in the path of danger. Whether that's the physical danger of a punch to the face with his charity boxing, and he did take a lot of punches that night, or the social danger of watching him stand up in front of a large crowd to deliver his hilarious comedy routine. But one of his bravest acts is when he attacks diabetes head-on by consuming so much sugar that it will power 10 small children for an afternoon. Specifically, his choice over 4 scoops of ice cream at one time whilst having a weekend away, or trying to best the record for the amount of cheesecake eaten in one sitting. He does love cheesecake. Aman makes Andrew realise anything is possible.
So we've got Dave Holden next. Aman is a justice of the peace, TV personality, cricket and curry loving, boxing philanthropist, author, and yes, and he is okay, and a genuine family man. He has an obsession with table tennis and white suits. He has more outbuildings than a working farm. He literally puts his life on the line to raise money for charity, and he's always going the extra mile for the medical students. I can think of tons of other things that may not be appropriate. What have you got from the others?
I'm actually out, so back to you.
I've got one last anecdote, and that's from Madge. And Madge met Aman through friends 16 years ago. And Madge's fun fact is that you will never see a man standing next to him in photos because it makes him look smaller. So, Madge, can you please come up so we can get a photograph of you and a man standing next to each other, please? On the steps. On the steps. So we also secretly asked Aman, Sia, and the girls to write some things down about each other. We asked Aman what his favourite things were about Sia, and Aman said that Sia has a heart of gold, she's fearless and brave, and she said yes, which begs the question, how many said no?
We also asked Sia what her 3 favourite things were about a man. The one thing I really admire about him is he has a one-man army. He has done and is still doing or handles everything in his own life. 2, his heart and intentions are always pure. 3, he is very caring, kind, patient, and also very responsible. But also, he snores loudly at night, he always giving lecture, he starts with history and origin, then ends with consequences. And he's got proper OCD too. He puts the cushions in all the right places every day.
And then lastly, Zaina and Anzish were asked what they liked about their new family. The girls said Aman is very fun-loving and caring. They really enjoy playing games with him and absolutely love him. and they feel lucky to have him in their life. And apparently he gives quite good hugs too. So when we said earlier there wasn't much we could say, clearly we meant the truth a little with that. And there are just a few more things to say. Aman has had a challenging life in many ways, and I think everyone is constantly amazed by how resilient he is. As friends, we've all seen how loyal he is. We can see he's a lover of life. New experiences and challenges, and that's demonstrated in some of the stories that are shared about him tonight, whether he looks back on them fondly or not. He's been a great friend to many of the people in the room for 30 years, and will continue to do so. We don't know Sia yet as well as we would like, but she's clearly a fantastic mum, and she and her two gorgeous daughters have been very brave. The three of them travelling halfway across the world for a new chapter in their stories and new family adventures. I think everybody here admires them greatly, and is really, really happy to hear just how well you've settled in, how well you're doing, and how far you've come. It's also a cause of much joy to see a really good friend and a member of your family so happy and and settled. So on that note, I'm sure you will all join us in standing and wishing Sia and Aman the happiest of lives together. Will you please raise your glasses to our bride and groom, Sia and Aman.
Thank you guys, thank you so much. That's just really, really kind of you. You were really bearable. No, thank you so much. I'm really, really, really lucky to have obviously all of you here and you three as well. You know, feel free to go back and say them if you so I'll not be long. You've heard me say that quite a few times, but I promise you I won't be too long. Unfortunately, both sets of parents couldn't be here with us today. Mainly travel issues. Sia's parents live in a different part of the world, and our parents are out of this world. That wasn't a joke, it was just, you get it. But seriously, whilst we're missing our family, just looking at all the nice smiley faces and the warmth, even though you're a bit further away, but the warmth and love that you're sending us is just really nice and heartwarming. So thank you so much, everybody who's taken time out, not who's taken it, you've all taken time out to be here to make this a really special occasion for us. So thank you so much. You know, it really does mean a lot to us. Of course, tonight would not have been possible if it wasn't for somebody really, really special. Me. Yeah, so I do know that I'm very, very special, but for today, we're going to talk about somebody else. Because in the house, it's always about somebody else. Honestly, I was just like you, I was fooled by the shy, quiet vibe that she throws. But Sia actually is fierce, fiery, and actually just a complete bully at home. And you know, she's a teacher, and you know, you know, if you've heard this saying, you know, this will be challenging, but it won't be threatening. But that comes from her wielding a remote control, a hanger, sometimes a knife. So you know, don't be fooled by what she says or what she puts out at the moment. She is a fantastic teacher. I've learned so much from you, Sia, in the time that I've got to know you. One of the first things I learned was I can't dance. I mean, you learned that very quickly, but I can't dance. She's actually asked me never to dance again. So that was one of the first things she told me. Oi, I'm talking. Secondly, she taught me that well, I'm not funny, and you know that already, but Sia is probably one person who's never laughed at anything I've said. No matter what I've said, what I've tried, she just looks at me like... So the second thing I learned was from her, never ever to make jokes about anything. And thirdly, what Sia has taught me is I know nothing. I absolutely know nothing. All the married men know this, and I know this now as well. I would not even dream of saying or doing anything without asking you. She's not even looking. Oh. So yeah, that's what I've learned. I've also learned that it doesn't matter what I say, they don't listen. But yeah, she's taught me so much, and what I wanted to say today, Sia, was I'm really, really, really looking forward to a lifelong journey of learning with you. Yeah? Guys, I'm gonna buy one, get two free. So, just like Osama bin Laden, these weapons of mass destruction were found in Pakistan. I know now what I should have done, but I brought them home. So, they are little bundles of, I'll say joy, because they're quite close nearby. But again, they're just like their mum. I don't know what it is about all three of them. They want to teach me a lesson. And so what I've learned from you two, and I think it will help me moving forward, what I've learned from them is, if you truly, truly, truly want to move forward in life, you have to not dwell or live in the past. Sounds like Star Wars now, doesn't it? In fact, destroy the present, demolish it, shatter it, just destroy the present if you want to move forward. In fact, every single present I've got them, they've shattered, destroyed and demolished, and they won't remember a single word I say even 2 seconds ago, so that's where I've learned that from, yeah? But I swear to God, I could probably talk about Zaina and Anzish all night. In fact, every night, all I do is talk about them all night. And Sia just somehow turns around and goes to bed while I'm moaning about them. So yeah, I am quite obsessed by you two. Seriously though, thank you so much, you three. You've come into my life and you've given me a new direction. Look at me. You've given me a new direction, you've helped me find a new me, you've given me meaning, and it's just an absolute honour and privilege to call you guys mine. So please, can you just join me in showing your appreciation for my, well, Mrs. Amir and the A-team. You must be hungry, so I think the food's coming out soon.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for all the speakers today. Come on, put your hands together.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for our Fiera dancers! Okay, so we'll let them get their breath back and then they will be back for a second performance shortly.
Absolute lunacy. Who asks a comedian to come do their wedding and clear out half the venue? That's it, right? Who does that? A man does, right? So, he's a man that's inspirational. Tell me one thing, give me one word or one thing you think is the most inspirational thing about a man. Sorry? That's alright. Okay, right, pass. Okay, what's the best thing about a man? Honesty. Honesty, fantastic, yeah, absolutely. Look at that, there you go, what do you reckon? What's that, sorry? Oh, crikey, flipping heck. What's the best thing about a man? Nothing but love. No, nothing, he says nothing, unbelievable. Nothing but love, let me tell you, right? And then, no, there we go, come on, what's the, honesty? Come on, lads, what's the best thing about a man? What's the best thing about a man?
I don't know.
Nobody here knows you're a man. I think this is an entire, this is a front. Is this some kind of, is there a heist going on? And I've been around, there we go, come on, one man, what can you come, here we go, we've got one here and man. Well, what's for you?
Your heart is as big as your belly.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing, there we go. How to love and slamming. He says, basically, well, you've got a massive heart, so well done, man. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to do it again because he was late. It was all about time when you were late. How are you feeling now, fella? Can we finish this now? So we just got another 20 minutes to go. And Okay, there we go.